Hello and welcome to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm Gail Thompson and it's so good to be back. I had a long break, long story, but I am happy to be joining with the Lawn Fawn Fans Spring YouTube Hop. Scrapbook Pal is sponsoring a $25 gift certificate and I'll explain more about that later. Here's my project and let's just dig in. To make a matchbox cover fold, we're going to take a 8.5 by 11 and split it in half with the long ways. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 9 3/4. And you're going to want to get a nice crisp fold there. And I'm using Brutus Monroe, Not Your Mama's cardstock, which is 130 pounds. And so it is really, really thick. Probably maybe a little too thick now that I'm thinking about it. Then we just are going to take our Teflon bone folder and give it a good crease. And I'm sorry, a little bit of that is off of the screen there. I moved my table around a little bit. Now we're going to take some of the Lawn Fawn watercolor wishes and I'm just going to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Look at the difference by just adding a little bit of distress ink to it that it makes. It just makes it pop a little better. And there's the teal that we're going to use for the water. And it doesn't take any talent to just, kind of swirl some color on. Trust me, I do easy and quick because crafting should be fun and not, a chore. I do like challenges, but not necessarily always in the craft room. Now I have some Lawn Fawn clouds, simple puffy clouds. I'm just adding a little bit of blue to the edges just to give them a little definition. Whenever you have a die cut, you want to put something on the edge just to wake it up. Now we're going to make the waves that's going to cover the bottom tab of our matchbook cover. And I'm going to just die cut these really quickly with my Gemini Junior. And I'm just going to add some color around the edges. I wanted to wait until I had the stitches in there and the little slits for the ocean, try to accent them a little bit. Just kind of make it pop off the paper a little more. I think the stitches always look better that way. And now I'm just laying things out and I wanted to tell you about the hop. Just comment below and you'll be entered into a $25 gift certificate drawing sponsored by Scrapbook Pal. Now, unfortunately, they are just doing the US and Canada this time. We're working on how to do international for it for another hop. But comment below and then be sure to go to the description box and you'll see our next hop stop. Now it's just time to put the card together. I'm just going to glue the panels on. And the one thing I wanted to remind you was I do like to open the card whenever I'm centering things. I think it's a lot easier because you have the line at the top to kind of line up with. But on the bottom of the matchbook card, since the watercolor wishes paper it was a lot thinner than that 130-pound Brutus Monroe paper, I wound up going back in later and shoring it up by just tucking a little scrap piece of heavier cardstock in behind my wave panel. That way it's easier to open and shut and it doesn't bend the waves when you're doing it. By the way, I hope that you will take a second and click on the subscribe button and hit that bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And I always appreciate the likes and sharing with a friend. That really, really, really is special to me. Now I'm just going to glue up the sides of the bottom. I don't want to do the whole thing, just the sides because we're going to be tucking in. Didn't put any measurements on the cover part of the bottom flap because it can be whatever size you want, just as long as it's taller than the original background so that you have some place to tuck it in. And here's how the fold works. I added some black glaze pen to his eyes there, and I had placed the clouds, and I'm just trimming them off on the sides. I just wanted to have a position there so I could decide where to put my sentiment. And I'm adding a little bit of Nuvo sparkling clear glitter to the clouds. And then it's hard to see, but it does give it a little bit of an extra little sparkle. And I'm also doing it to our water. Off screen, I white heat embossed the sentiment on black cardstock and put a little bit of foam tape behind it. And I'm using my T-ruler to make sure it's straight. I normally eyeball things, but I thought, boy, if this was off, you'd really be able to tell. So I'm just kind of plopping it in there a little bit. Then I'm going to add some just little bubbles to the water. This glue does dry clear, so don't freak out when you see it white underneath. And we always go by the rule of threes or the rule of unevens. So then I realized that, and I'm like, man, I need to make another present. So I did, and you'll see that in the finished card. And here is the finished card, and you can see I not only added the present, but I put some little flower kind of decorations just because I thought it needed a little something something. I have had that grass scrapbook paper for years and years and years, and this is the first chance I've had to use it, and I thought with lawn fawn it would be pretty cute. Anyway, please remember to comment below and get to the next stop. The supplies are listed below as well and over at my blog, thedarbycreekdiaries.com. I hope that you enjoyed this video and the hop, and that you will subscribe, like, comment, and come back and see me. I hope all is well with you and you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye. Oh, and here are a couple of other videos that I thought might interest you.